Hey there, all my caterpillars. I'm Cosplay-Butterfly, and this little caterpillar right here is Peyton. She's gonna be my little canvas makeup, and we're gonna show you how to make bruises. Now, I'm gonna show you here in just a minute. Now, you see the array of colors that I have to work with. So there's a different values. So you have your simple colors and some red out colors. So a bruise is basically made of purple, reds, blues, and a little bit of yellows. And you can achieve that really easy. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it on this lovely canvas right here. We're going to do black eye. We're going to do bruises on the face, and then we're going to do some on her arms. And then you can take what we teach you today and apply it to the other parts of your body, because we like to stay clothed in our videos. All right, are you ready to start makeuping? Yay! All right, my little caterpillars. So we're going to start out with a simple black eye, and we are going to use this lovely array of mermaid tail palette, and we'll use this palette here. I got this palette from Hot Topic, and we're going to use it to do her black eye. Always known, a bottle foundation always goes a long way. A little bit of clear cotton swabs to dab, some finishing powder, and as always, different arrays of brushes. So are you ready to get black-eyed?
Yes.
All right. So you're just gonna face the camera, and I'm gonna take care of everything else. So I want this side closed.
This is hard.
You got this.
Maybe.
All right. So first things first is I'm gonna take the color Bruise out of this palette, and we're just going to don't scrunch your eye. Don't scrunch your eye. We're gonna dust the whole eye. And then we're gonna dust around it. So now we've got a base to work off. Stop scrunching your eyeball. Then we're gonna take, so we just used this Bruise color. We're gonna use Peach Pit, and we're gonna put that on her lid.
I feel like my eyelashes are stuck together.
They're not. Alright. Now we're going to take Coral Reef right here, this color right here. And we're going to take a smaller brush. Not that small. I want a smaller brush. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go underneath the eyebrow bone. And we're just going to go right around the eye. By doing this, also, sorry, we're creating basically a base around the eye, and then I'll just kind of like dab it in just a little bit. So now we're getting a redder look. We're starting to become a black eye. Go ahead and look closer into the camera. It looks swollen, doesn't it, now? Okay.
One of my eyes are bigger than the other already. So.
This is makeup, babe. This is makeup. It's making your eyelid look swollen.
I know, but this one's already bigger than that one. So.
Okay. So now we're going to take the hibiscus right here. And she's going to turn towards me just so I can do. We're going to add the pink. We're going to add it around the outline. Oh, turn towards me real quick. And then again, we're just going to kind of blend in some of this hibiscus into her eye.
Sounds like biscuits.
It's hibiscus. It's a flower.
Sounds like it's a biscuit.
Now look in there. See how it looks red and swollen?
That looks like when I fell off the bar in there.
Okay. Now we're gonna take a very big brush.
I should keep these on for my dad.
Close your eye. And I'm just gonna like quickly dust off any loose particles from the eyeshadows.
And he tries to wipe it off. It doesn't come off.
Okay. So now we've got the base. We've got a basic base to her eye. Come closer to the camera for me. So as you can see, this eye does not have makeup, and this eye does. And as you can see, the eye that does have makeup, it's already looking swollen and red. So that's your base right there. Then we're gonna start with we're gonna add white sands, so that way we can start adding our blues. So I'm gonna take this brush here, and we're gonna add the white sands.
Are you guys going outside?
No, we're going downstairs. And we're just gonna like lightly put the white sands on there because we don't want a lot. We don't want to diminish the look that we've gotten so far with a swollen eye.
My eye's powdery now. I can feel it. Powdery. And it just went on lotion too.
Okay. Not that brush. This brush. So now I'm going to take a fluffier brush because we don't want a lot. I'm going to start with full side here, and we're going to add it.
You know how scary that is? I'll wait for you.
Sorry.
Like the first, like when you're not realizing it, when your eyes are closed.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a light and I'm just adding it to the circle that we've made. Sorry. Go ahead and look up into the camera. So it's already starting to take a more bruiser look. Then we're going to layer it with Ocean Floor. And we're going to take the same big brush and we're just going to lightly put the blue on. Close your eyes. And we're just
not perfect, but it's better.
gonna like dab it on there. So now we've got a big. Take our big brush again, and we're gonna just dust it off. Go ahead and look into the camera. Doesn't it look bruised already? Like somebody got you?
The floor got me last time. My burn's still there.
I know it. This one. Okay, we're gonna take Beach Balm and we're gonna start to darken things up with this brush right here.
That looks like it's already been lipstick, but
No, it's just the way it's dyed.
I know.
Close your eyes.
I look like a unicorn.
So we're just gonna apply this to the lid and right underneath the brow. And then just a little bit under. Not by much. Go ahead, let me see. Keep your eyes open and look towards the ceiling for me.
Now let me see what you gotta do next.
There we go. Go ahead and look up into the camera. See how it's already starting to take on that bruised look there?
It's a unicorn.
Yep.
It's a unicorn.
Oh wow, it actually does look black.
Then we're gonna take seaweed and we're gonna use the smaller side of this brush.
This reminds me of the ocean. Like, cause like I was like in Myrtle Beach, we went snorkeling.
Yeah, and we're just gonna like dab on the outsides and the insides of the eyes
With the
and bring it down around the base of the eye here. And take it up just a little bit into the brow. We're just literally using what we just put on the brush. And then we're gonna take this brush and we're gonna kind of like blend it in just a little bit.
You reading class? Then you're not done with reading, are you?
All right, go ahead and look up in the camera. Look at that shiner. And we're not even done yet. We have not even added the purples yet.
You know what could give us better lighting? The light.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and add flip-flops right here.
Wait, there's flip flops all around.
I don't know how many of you are you supposed to get?
And we're just gonna add this like totally on the inside of the eye. The purple really helps commence it's a bruise. And then in the same brush, we're gonna take shades, which is right next to it. And we're just gonna go on the outside of our circle that we've made. And all right, go ahead and look at the camera. I give you a black eye. Now guys, literally I used everything but coconut in this. And if you wanted to, you could do a little coconut like towards the outside of the bruise, like really on the outside here, just to really cement that it's a bruise. So I'm not using a whole lot.
And darkening in my eyebrows.
Yeah, and darkening in your eyebrows.
Now I look fancy.
But and like that, and it just really cements the bruise like, and it gives the coconut kind of gives that the roughness like dry blood. But that's how you use this whole palette of Mermaid's Tide by Black Heart, and to make a lovely eye. Okay, so now that you've seen the finished work, I took a picture. I put some finishing powder on it so it didn't shine as much. So now what we're going to do is on her other side of her cheek, come here, like right here on the cheek, we're going to do another bruise. But we're going to use a different palette.
Yay. So, which ones?
We are going to use, this is like a Dollar Tree find. So it's got some different blues and some creams.
I want to know what you did today.
And we've got purples and some creams and some blacks. And then we've got reds and blacks and whites here to make another bruise. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna face the other way. She's gonna face so I can see her cheek. And this is where foundation is gonna come in handy. So always shake up your foundation.
Always. Always.
And then I'm just going to take a little bit of foundation and I'm just gonna like dab her cheek with it.
That's cool.
I'm sorry.
I want a person. Oh.
I don't think you want that present. So this is gonna look like somebody went and punched her in the cheek.
Yay. I just got in a fight.
You got a black eye already, so might as well, right?
Get up here.
And it doesn't even hurt.
Exactly. I got in a fight with the wall.
Alright, and then we're just gonna take the clean side and we're just gonna like make sure we smooth that in. There we go.
This song's stuck in my head from TikTok.
Alright. So always start with, you want to go lightest to darkest when you're making a bruise. So we're going to take this small brush and
Oh.
well, I just lost 2 little palettes of makeup.
Hello.
You working science today?
I got it.
You need my paper?
Let me see your cheek.
Yeah, but as soon as you finish,
And we're just going to add
you gotta submit it to him, otherwise he's gonna.
the white to it so we have a base on top of the foundation. Where'd it
And
go?
you lost one again.
That's why it's from the Dollar Tree.
That's why.
So what we're gonna do is then we're gonna add
So what we're gonna do?
Turn it down.
a beige, and we're just gonna remember, bruises aren't always symmetrical.
Not always perfect. Depends what you hit or what hit you.
So we're just gonna face me just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. We're adding this like bronzish beige in a circular format.
You said beige.
And then we're going to take a darker form of it, and we're just going to go in the circle and then just kind of like go on the outside. So as you can already see, there is a bit of bruising starting to happen. That always likes to come out, doesn't it?
It's always that one too.
I know, right?
I look like, you know, games that like take this hot like metal thing and puts it against their face.
Yeah,
I
I
look
see your
like
face.
that.
So now we're just gonna add a little bit of blue, and we're just gonna like sporadically add it. And we're gonna take a darker blue and face towards me so I can see your cheek. And we're just gonna sporadically add that.
You could have just said face your cheek towards me.
Sorry. And then we're just gonna kind of like blend that in.
Oh, I am looking at you.
So now we've got a bruise starting on her cheek. See it?
It looks like I put on way too much like powder or something. Okay.
Now we're gonna take some red. And we're gonna go ahead and just like put it right there in the middle.
It looks
And we're
like
gonna
I'm
take
bleeding.
and just a dash of black. Not too much black, because too much black it'll ruin the bruise look.
It looks like I'm bleeding.
I'm not done yet though.
I know. I can blend it.
Yep. And then we're gonna take a brush, and can I have your cheek please so I can start blending
Look at
it?
Mickey, you.
Yep, look at Mickey me. Hold still.
I guess.
It's not going. And I did this on purpose. So if you mess up, there's a reason why you have foundation.
Foundation is the key to success. Yeah.
So you're just gonna take, and you're just gonna kind of like dab it right on top of the cheek, and you're just gonna dab it right in.
Right where you messed up.
So now it's gonna take the intensity especially if you used way too much black. So it's just going to take a little bit of that intensity out of the bruise that you've contoured. But this is also good because now it looks realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me get the bottom here. There we go.
That looks bigger.
Yeah, well, bruises expand, honey. So then we're going to take the little brush and we're going to take some of these. Yep, it's a unicorn. And we're going to take some of these purples. Let me see your cheek,
I
please.
put a word unicorn short.
And we're going to add these pinks and purples. Because a bruise is not a bruise if it's not purplish.
Purplish. Like a purple.
Hold on. She's in the middle of her makeup. And then we're just going to blend that in. Oh, wow. Look at it.
Did I ask you? Are you done with your work?
And then we're going to take this white on this, you see your cheek? Just to tone it down just a little bit, you take a little bit of white at the very end and you dust it right on top. So it looks like a bruise without being so intense.
Intensity.
Look at that.
That's a huge.
You really got into a fight. And then if you...
Before and after.
And if you must, you can add just a little bit more red. Let me see your cheek. So you can add red to the outer parts of this bruise and then bring it on in. And then you just blend it in. So now it looks kind of freshish. Look at it. Doesn't it look awesome? And that's just using a red-black palette with a mix of purples and beige. And then this one's got blue and beige. The first two palettes came from the Dollar Tree, and then this one's a Wet n Wild. Alright, you ready for your picture?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so now that you saw that the bruise, so now what we're gonna do is she's gonna wear that all day to surprise her dad. So while she's out enjoying the sunlight, because we're all in quarantine and this lovely 2020 season, I'm gonna do it on me. I'm gonna do it on top of my hand. So we're gonna take this small palette with this neutral palette and this little guy of red lipstick, and I'm going to show you how to use that to make also a bruise. And basically what I'm showing you is different ways that you can make a bruise without having to go all out on making a bruise. Basically showing that any palette you have, you can take it and use it. As long as you know the fundamentals, colors of a bruise, and how to apply it, then we're going to get. So again, we're going to start out with a base of foundation. And I'm going to turn the camera so you can see, because we're going to do it on top of my hand here. So again, I'm just going to take the top of my hand and we're going to cover it with a base of foundation. This kind of just keeps it, that's the first level, or layer. And we're going to cover that up so it doesn't spill anywhere. Okay. then what we're gonna do is we're just going to kind of like hashtag it with the red lipstick. Oops. And then I'm gonna take the brush and we're just gonna kind of like circle it, kind of give us a base. So now we've already got the bruise starting to form on top of the hand. So then we're going to take this pink here and we're going to encircle it. So now that we've got a really defined spot of where that's going to be, and I'm just going to add another little mark of the lipstick. And then I'm going to take this paler and dab my brush on it and see where I get, and then we're just going to add that right on top. So now what I've started to do is create the red of a bruise, that freshness. So now we're gonna take this nude part of the LA colors, and we're gonna just put that on the brush, and we're just gonna kind of go around the bruise line and into the bruise line. So around and into. So basically now we're doing is we're kind of like just softening up the edges so it's not too raw. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this darker beige and just lightly dab it and just go right around it again. So we give it, and then right into it. So now it looks a little kind of on the swollen side, because, you know, somebody banged it on something and rubbed that. And then we're going to take the lipstick and we're just gonna like dot it. Feel better? Okay. Little cousin sitting next to me. So we're just gonna take this blue right here, and with our dotted hand and the blue, we're just gonna kind of like just swirl it right on in, kind of like. So we're just like really just getting that into the hand. So, and you don't want the dots to show. You really want it to look bruise-ish. So as you can see, it's already starting to look bruised and uneven. And bruises are not always circular, but we tend to go in a circular pattern. But what I've also been doing is going across. So now I've already started to have what's called a hand bruise. And if you feel like it's too dark, what you're going to do is you're going to take your foundation and just dab a little right on top of it, and you're just going to dab it. And that will lessen the look of it if you feel like you went too dark, but not. You're just gonna like dab, rub, and so now it looks a little less intense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this color right here, and I'm just gonna lightly cover that foundation spot, and I'm gonna dust my knuckles with it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to expand the bruise. And I'm going to take this color right here. And we're going to just like kind of do that. Dust the knuckles just a little. And we're going to encircle it. See, it's already showing like I've been in a fight, bruises. And then you're going to take this purple right here, this purplish blue. And then you're just going to kind of cover the knuckles just a little bit. Really get in there. So, and I always like to hold my knuckles. And remember this dark beige right here? We're just going to take just a little bit of it. And I'm going to just kind of dust the top of my knuckles with it. And kind of just add it into the bruise itself. So now I look like I've been in a fight. And it doesn't look like much, especially on camera. But you can definitely tell that there's something different. And it kind of makes it look swollen. So that's how you use a little bit of lipstick. And if you only have 2 palettes of makeup, on how. And I want to take a picture of it, and then I'm just going to post right here. So how did those pictures come out? They came out really good. Awesome. So literally right on top of my hand, it like up close it looks nasty, but like far away it does look bruises, especially the knuckles, which is perfect for what you want. So the next palette we're gonna do is from Color Mates. I don't know, just so you don't. So we have some blues here. We have oh, that was the brush thing. So this is where you have this is from Dollar Tree as well. But like this is where this is all you have. And I'm going to show you how to make a bruise from this. And we're going to do it on the inner part of my arm. So I'll move the camera now so we can work on that. So first things first is my foundation shade is a warm 2.50, so whatever your foundation shade is. So again, you want to take some foundation on, and you just want your foundation to be more than what you're going to put the bruise on, because you're not exactly sure how that bruise is going to go. And we're gonna make a line bruise. So I'm gonna do it. I'm putting the foundation up and down my arm. We're gonna blend that right in. So now we have an even base to work with. And always close your foundation bottles, because you never know who accidentally knocks it over. And these are expensive. Of like $10 expensive. So we're gonna take a small brush here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build it up. We're gonna start with our neutralities and then use the different colors. So you're gonna start with the lightest shade you got here, which is like this sandy color right here. You can put enough on here. So, and you're going to like just go, I don't want it a long, but roughly about right here, yeah. And we'll go down just a little. So we're just gonna go ahead and start. Yeah, you're not gonna see it at first, because bruises. But as long as you can start to see the formation, and then you're gonna take this like light peachy color, and you're gonna dab it on your brush.
How much more you got?
And then you're just gonna go right over top of that.
5 more pages.
Get busy.
So I don't know if you can. You're still not gonna be able to see it. Not yet, at least. But we're building up. Remember, Bruises are build up makeup tutorials. So then we're gonna take this light bronze. And we're gonna dab that, and then we're gonna go right on top of that line that we're making, and just a little bit further out. Can you start to see the bruise line? And that was just 3 colors of blending in. So now we've got the bruise line here. So now that you've used the first 3, we're gonna cue these for the darker shades. We're gonna go ahead and start and building it up. We're gonna take the lighter of the shades of this bluish green here, and we're gonna go over that line. And I'm gonna take my big brush and I'm gonna dust this real quick. So you're still not gonna be able to see anything just yet. Remember, all bruises take a little bit of building up. Now we're gonna take the darker green and we're gonna kind of add it in there.
Make sure you have at least 5 sentences. You don't.
And then
One topic.
you can only, and now you can start to see it. I'm gonna dust it. So I don't know how well it's gonna show up, but see how it looks like a vein? That's the bruise line. And then we're gonna take this darker bluish green and we're gonna go right on top of it. And just, if you have to dab in there again. Now you can really see it. Now it looks like it's popping up. And now I'm just going to dust off the extra.
In other words, tying all 3 of the things that you learned into one.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this light beige again. Dust it on the brush. And right now I'm just using this really tiny brush.
Not what you want to do, what the teacher wants you to do.
And then we're just going to dust it right on top of this blue-green. So it kind of just like fades right in there. Okay, we're going to take this like reddish color right here and dust that on the, what you're going to do is you're going to go around that bruise line. Because remember, you're trying to make it look a little swollen, and don't forget to go into the bruise itself. And then you're just going to dust off the extra, and you're just going to go right in there. So now I'm starting to have a bruise, but it's not a bruise yet. We're going to take this darker one right here, and we're just going to dust it on the brush, and we're just going to kind of go right over that bruise line and dust off the excess. Now it's starting to look bruisish, but not quite, because we're going to take that same red that we did and go on the even on the outside. Because bruises are mixes of blues, reds, purples, and yellow green. And then we're just going to go right into it. So now and then we're just going to dust, kind of blended it in. Do it with your finger. So now what we've got is now a bruise line. Now we're going to start with our blues. Get it really in there. And then you're just going to go right on top of that line. So now it's starting to look purplish. And take that darker, the next blue on the bottom of it, and you're gonna go over the line again. I'm kind of doing it kind of on the roughish side because not all bruises. And then just dusting. When I'm dusting, I'm kind of like just also kind of blending in just a little bit. And it's really starting to look like I got hit by something circular right here.
Write it down in your notebook.
And then we're just going to take this darker blue right here.
You're not a mean teacher.
And we're really just going to go on the edges here and a little bit on the center. Dust that. So it blends right in.
Do what you think you can get away with.
And we're just going to add like it towards the...
What is required of you?
And remember this last brown that we got here? And we're just going to take that. And then we're just going to kind of just swash it in there. So what we're doing is we're making it look kind of raised-ish. See how now it looks raised and it's bruised? You've got yourself a line bruise. And what I'm doing is I'm just dusting it off. And now, and by doing the zigzag with that very dark brown, basically you're making it look raised, like it's a raised bruise. And it looks very cool and fantastic. And it was just made by this one simple color palette. I have made a realistic bruise. And that's what I'm trying to get to my caterpillars, is that you don't need to go out and get all fancy kinds of makeup or a bruise kit when you can literally, for on the cheap end, get a simple palette and make your own bruises, depending on what kind of character you're cosplaying as. Oops, it goes back in there. So, I'll take pictures and I'll show it to you. And then we'll do the last set of palettes. And we'll go from there. All right.